Is it necessary to have a puja room in our house? If we have a puja room, what all we have to do? Or is it without puja room can we progress spiritually? See, actually if you look at the history, puja room and the taking bath or the hygiene part of it was not inside the house. It was always outside the house. It was not inside. People used to go to the river or the pond nearby where they take bath outside, or the well will be outside their house where they will take bath. So the cleansing process was always with the mother nature. It was never inside a closed room. In the village they have a separate place for women and they have a separate place for men. That's why they wake up very early before anybody comes. Women would go take bath. They have a separate designated place for it. They will take bath, do all their cleansing work, and they come fresh. And then what they do is they go to temple. Even that is also not inside the house. They will never come. They will go to temple. They will only come and light inside the house to bring in the positivity of the house. That's it. But later, as time progressed and evolution happened, people started moving, migrating, shortage of water. Slowly, for our convenience, we started to bring in many things into the house. So first the puja room was brought in because you can't go to the temple, and people started moving to different places. You can't have it's not doable daily to go to a temple today. So at least for their mental satisfaction, they started to bring in the idol into the house, bring in the photograph into the house. So a lot of things started coming in. Same with the toilet also. So they couldn't go out in the morning. The lifestyle changes played a huge role here. So they brought in all the things into the house. So the question here is, if you are a spiritual person, always remember the God is within you, the divinity is inside you, and it is around us all the time. You don't have to go and search specific place or a specific patterns or an image or idol to inculcate those habits. It is there inside you. Anywhere, anytime you can close and engage in meditation is the best spiritual practice. But to enhance it, there are a lot of tips your gurus or teachers would have taught you. You can learn it from them, or you can do it by yourself. But when you bring in the puja room into the house, it is a ritual. Okay, so just having a picture there or lighting on a daily basis will not inculcate the spiritual quality. That means everybody should have been enlightened by now, right? Everybody has a divine place in their house. They burn lamp, they do rituals, everything they do. Are they divine? Are they able to help people, each other? Are they seeing selflessly? Are they detached in their family life and do their duty and all the time think about divinity? No, right? The moment only till the prayer we are sincere. The next moment when you go out, catch the auto guy, we started blasting him, or the crooked thinking comes. That means the divine quality is not invoked. If you have a puja room, if you are installing an idol, then you will have to bring in the prana shakti of that place. You will have to invoke that, and you will have to follow the rituals properly. Only then you can have the benefits of it. Otherwise, it is just a placebo effect you are doing it. It is just for your mental satisfaction you are engaging in those kinds of things. Otherwise, you should bring in the energy into the house. That's why I usually say don't bring idol into the house, because if you bring in, it is like a doll. So it is like once you bring in the idol, you are going to bring in the energy. If you don't bring in the energy, any energy might get into it. Once any energy gets into the body, it will start activating it. You might have seen in some old movies where they would try to do a black magic to some protagonist. They'll create a doll and he will put a life into it. His hair and all will be there. They're replicating, cloning his psychic energy into the doll, and they'll poke it with a needle. That guy will be shouting it. It might be fancy or funny to look at it, but these are possible. I have seen it doing it. So you don't get into that. So it is, if that is on a bad side. But if you take it in the opposite, if you're bringing good energy, the good energy will also be there. You can clone that energy into the house, but it requires real practice and dedication and a lot of spiritual maturity to engage into the ritual part of it. Otherwise, simple ghee lamp in the house, and you can have a picture just for your visualization, because those pictures was kept for your meditative practice, so that you remember the divine conscious in your mind. It will always be there in you. So it is for you to remind that divinity is there. This is not the purpose. You are not a materialistic person. That is why they keep all the divinity pictures, goddesses everywhere, to remind you, ground yourself. That is not that there is a power in that paper. It is for your own, like a reminder, it is kept. If you are bringing it into the house, follow it properly with a lamp, and do, if you are bringing any specific idol or anything, you have to do the rituals to bring in that energy. If you are not doing it and just having it daily, showing your hands like this and then going on it, it is just a placebo effect. That is why you are not able to realize the divine quality inside you. So that is my perspective. I don't know how many people would think about it, but I really want to understand what exactly you do in your puja room. Just the lighting or chanting mantras will not work out. You should become spiritual by now, because what they say is, for getting enlightened you don't need to ask, you don't need to practice for years. That is the beauty. People always think that, oh, you are senior, you started reading only in that years, I didn't read anything, maybe after 5 years I will also develop the spiritual quality. It is absolutely it is a wrong information. When Buddha got enlightened, one of the very interesting question people asked him was, hey Guru, you have been meditating under the tree for 7 years, you have been under penance, let go all your luxury life, so much of pain you have taken, you used to eat food using bhiksha. He just said, how many years for a normal person it will take to get enlightened or realize their purpose? He just smiled at them and he said, can you all look above the sky and see the moon? He said, yeah, we all see the moon. Is there any difficulty to see the moon? He said, no, we just saw and the moon is there. I know that is the moon and we are able to realize it. It is the moon. He said, that's all it takes for you to get enlightened. It is a spark. It is just that one spark. Suddenly that rewiring happens and then you can never be changed back to the normal person. Then you know everything is illusion and maya, and you know it is a inner reflection that you are seeing outside. Once you start working inside, everything will start manifesting and changing outside. So it is that simple to get enlightened, is what Buddha said. I didn't say, it is what Buddha's story. It inspires many people. So he even said, when you're cutting an onion in a kitchen, if you are in that 100% with conscious and awareness, you are involved in that work, that time also you can get enlightened. That is why many times karma yoga people, when they engage in that work, they completely forget the rest of the world. They are enlightened souls. You might have actually seen many people in a very odd profession, like a barber or like a cobbler or a driver. They are so much into their work, they are like completely like an enlightened soul. They might not remember Bhagavad Gita or Saundarya Lahiri or any meditation techniques, but if you ask life advice from them, no, they will crystal clear give you an unbiased advice or suggestions. Why? Because 100% they are a realized soul in their work. That is what even Gita says, right? What Krishna told Arjuna is, do your duty, leave the result to me. What he meant by is, when you are doing anything, 100% give yourself. That is your duty, your karma. You will have to engage in that with 100%. What will happen out of it? Oh, I am doing something wrong. Because of this, somebody will be affected. It is none of your business. If you are in a cop, you are there to enforce law. That's it. What happens, because if it is a good or bad is not your question. The result, nature will take care. So being in that present moment itself is more than enough for you to reach that enlightened state. So I hope this information is useful for you. So that's all I have for now. So that is my interpretation of having a puja or not. It is entirely up to you on how you want to implement it. So accordingly, you can definitely take it up in your life and do share your experience. So we'll meet you in another interesting video. Bye.